Okay, this this video has been requested by a couple people. When you have a 3-speed on the column, you have, like, second and third on this position. Then you have first and second here, or first and reverse, sorry. Okay, while your gear shift is functioning correctly, you can take one finger, pull it back, and drop it down into your first gear, okay, or into reverse. Well, when there's a bushing in here that has to stay lubricated, has to stay pliable, okay, when it is not, especially when it's cold outside, this the start of this winter, it was starting to do that again. I hadn't actually lubricated it for a while, and it got to where when it was cold outside, I would grab the shifter and I would have to actually pull really hard back in order to get it get in the position where to go into first gear. Okay, so when I'm getting ready to take off, I would have to grab the shifter and then, pull really hard. Okay, and then it would shift, but then when you got ready to go into the second gear, you would have to actually push it and then go on up. Well, you shouldn't have to do that. You should be able to turn it loose. It just falls forward. Then you push it on up into second. That's the proper way for it to work. The way to fix that, and the easiest way, is just to take a can of WD-40 or I'm using PB Blaster. I think PB Blaster is actually better. You can get this in there like this, and you can spray it around, a little bit. Okay, that does get it a little bit, but if you really want to get it good, okay, you have got to take this shifter out so you can get the straw into that little hole and spray all over the place. Okay, when I do it, I generally have it dripping out of the bottom of it. I don't think it hurts anything. It's fine. The problem is I have lost my roll pin that actually holds the shifter in, and now it's very easy for me to take mine out. I just pop a screw out and the shifter comes out. Okay, not supposed to do that really. But, okay, in order to take this roll pin out, you need a screwdriver that will fit down on top of the roll pin and actually will go down through the hole because you want to drive that pin out. Okay, I'll leave that up there. Now, you also need a hammer, of course. Do not put it in first gear, get your screwdriver there and just start beating on it and knock that roll pin out, okay? You're depending on the structure of the column to hold that up, and it could break something. Okay, a little trick that I used when I did have the roll pin. I took a piece of pipe, wedged it on the floor, get it wedged in there good, and positioned it so that the pin would fall down into the pipe. Okay, then take your screwdriver, stick it on the end of the roll pin. Okay, it just come out. The roll pin is at the bottom of this pipe. So before you go jerking the pipe out and, get it out of the way, make sure you find that roll pin. You don't want to lose it. Okay, so much for the pipe. Now that you have the roll pin out and you can get the shifter out, just pull it out. Take your can of PB Blaster and get down in there and just spray all over the place. You got to spray it good. Okay, you want to stick way back in there, as far back as you can get. Be sure, you're not pushing too hard with the straw and moving stuff around, because you got to get that shifter back in there, and if you move stuff, it's going to be hard to line up. But, okay. I got plenty in there now. Take your shifter, put it back in, Okay. Get your roll pin, pick it up off the floor. I don't have one actually, but we'll just pretend. Okay. You'll want to put that back in. If it just presses back in, that's great. You know, if it just pushes back in, or you can take a pair of pliers and squeeze it back in or whatever, that's great. But mine normally didn't work like that. That's one of the reasons why it's gone. I just have the screw so I can pull the screw out, pull the shifter out, and hurry up and squirt it. Okay. Once again, take your pipe, put it up under it, get your roll pin, hold it, maybe take a pair of needle nose pliers if you're afraid of getting your fingers, kind of stick it in there a little bit, but be aware it might fly out if you don't, you know, kind of hold it with something. Pick it back down in there until it's flush. You may have to move your shifter around a little bit to get it to line up. Make sure it's lined up. Don't just start beating on it, wonder why it won't go in. Make sure that your hole is lined up on the inside. Once you get your roll pin in, you're done. Take it out for a test drive. Well, work it a little bit first, you know, just set and go through the gears a few times, pull it back and forth. You'll immediately feel it. It will be 100 times better as soon as you get your shifter put back in and do this a couple of times. You'll be like, oh man, that's nice. Well, here it is. That is pretty much it for doing that. I know it's a pretty simple little video, but I've had a couple of people request it, so there you go.